Hello there. Welcome back to the channel. You probably all heard the news by now, but FDA is imposing a ban on brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, next month. I'll leave you all with a few key takeaways. What is bromine oil? What is brominated vegetable oil? How excessive use can be detrimental to you and especially your children's health. How bromine is important to your health. What is currently found in. Why other countries have banned it for at least 50 years now. What took FDA so long, what's expected between August 2nd, 2024 and August 2nd, 2025, and what you can do to quench that orange soda thirst a healthy way. So I think with July 4th right around the corner, well, tomorrow, making sure people are mindful of what you're purchasing at, let's say, a value or dollar store to drink is very important if you're having like outdoor events or parties or whatever. So just something to keep in mind. So what is BVO? It's a complex mixture of plant-derived triglycerides that have been modified by the addition of bromine atoms. According to Pepsi, BVO is derived from soybean oil. And if they're saying that, I'm pretty sure it's true. BVO oil was first introduced as a food additive in the 1920s. The primary reason for its use was to help clouding and emulsify citrus-flavored soft drinks, providing the flavor components from separation and floating to the top during distribution. The density of water is roughly 1 gram per milliliter. Citrus oils that were used to flavor soda have a density of less than 1 gram per milliliter and are not particularly miscible with water. So like all, if not most, oils, these citric oils will float to the surface. The addition of BVO to citrus oil allows it to yield with a specific density of 1.33 grams per milliliter, which is obviously greater than that of water. Like, can you imagine drinking a citrus soda and bitter tart globs, considering that they're fat soluble, hit your tongue upon the first few sips every time? Gross. You can call it a flavor stabilizer, which is evident as a number of consumers have complained about certain beverages tasting gross when BV oil was first started to be removed in the 2010s. Now, bromine in flour, often found in the form of potassium bromide or potassium bromate, is an improver essentially. Is added in to improve the elasticity, the strength, and the rise to flour or to dough. It helps to strengthen the gluten network in the dough, so it gives, a much better feel to it. Potassium bromate is actually illegal between either the flour or anything with potassium bromate added into it is illegal in China, Japan, European Union, Canada, Brazil, and a few other countries. First thought of this video when I woke up. I wasn't initially thinking about the bromide in flour. I was thinking about the bromide in beverages. But again, it's not something that you want to be using. Trust me when I say that. There's a reason why that is banned even before, I think before brominated beverages. But either way, let's get back to this here. And I'll talk more about brominated flours probably in another video. But it's not that much different from what I'm going to be saying right now. So in a nutshell, BVO works by increasing the density of citrus oils to better match that of water, allowing for more uniform distribution within the beverage. In the 2010s, 8 parts per million brominated fatty acids, BFAs, on average were determined in various US soft drinks. In the US, BVO was designated as generally recognized as safe or GRAS by FDA in 1958. This classification meant that it was considered safe for consumption based on either scientific evidence or a history of common use in food prior to 1958. In 1969, toxicity studies by the Canadian Food and Drug Directorate were done and revealed adverse effects on certain organs such as the liver, heart, and thyroid in animals orally given BVO. The studies also showed that BVO can accumulate in the body over time, leading to potential health hazards. Mind you, the amount of BVO was likely more than a human would consume in one sitting, respectively and comparatively to the animal. However, a lot of people were consuming a lot of BVO containing beverages in a day, a week, a month. It all adds up. In the following year, in 1970, FDA removed BVO from DEA generally recognizes safe list and restricted its use to just products containing citrus flavored components. They also established interim usage levels for BVO at 15 ppm in beverages. Despite this, the World Health Organization evaluated BVO within the same year and concluded that they could not draw any conclusions on the safety of BVO due to a lack of suitable toxicological data. They say that chronic toxic effects have not been studied and long-term studies were not available, so formally acceptable daily intake values, ADIs, could not be determined. Subsequent studies found that bromine is accumulated in body lipids of rats, pigs, and humans. Studies were also done on children up to age 15 and found high levels of lipid-bound bromine. Recent studies in collaboration with the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences found that BVO has the potential for adverse health effects in humans. The NIEHS, part of the National Institutes of Health, NIH, conducts research into how the environment affects people and human diseases with a focus on promoting healthier lives. The effects included, obviously, a bioaccumulation of bromine and toxic impacts on the thyroid gland, which play a crucial role in regulating various body functions. As a result, finally, the FDA proposed to revoke the regulation authorizing the use of BVO back in November 2023. And the ban is set to be effective on August 2nd this year, so next month. So what's the deal with bromine anyway, right? First of all, don't let the name scare you. It is a chemical, but it's as natural as the oxygen your body requires. That being said, don't consume. Bromine is located in group 17 of the periodic table, which is known as the halogen group. It is in period 4, and its atomic number is 35, meaning it has 35 electrons. This places it among other reactive nonmetals like fluorine, chlorine, and iodine. Its electron configuration, I'll put here on the screen, indicating it has 7 valence electrons, making it highly reactive. It also has an explosive love interest in potassium. When the two are together, an explosive reaction occurs, producing potassium bromide, which we spoke about just earlier. That again is found in flour and breads and chips, things like that. Avoid this like the plague, all right? You don't want to be eating breads and flours and stuff with potassium bromide. If you think it's safe, then you think it's safe, but I'm telling you, not the way to go. There's a reason why this stuff was banned from countries across the world, but I digress. So why is that a problem? Well, what familiar chemical do you see in this halogen group? Iodine. I mean, obviously there's others, but let's talk about iodine. Bromine and iodine are both halogens, again, and share similar chemical properties due to their position in the periodic table. The thyroid gland has receptors that are meant to capture iodine, which is essential for the production of T3 and T4 thyroid hormones. However, because of their chemical similarities, bromine can compete with iodine for their receptors. When bromine is ingested in large quantities, such as consuming bromine-containing beverages daily or flours or whatever, or just often enough, it can displace iodine in the thyroid, leading to a condition known as bromide dominance, causing iodine deficiency, which obviously can impair thyroid function, leading to a bunch of hormonal and metabolic imbalances. Don't want that. This is especially concerning in children, as thyroid hormones are critical for regulating metabolism, growth, and development. Something I want you all to understand about bromine is that, like all elements, it has isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same chemical element with the same atomic number or protons, but different atomic masses or neutrons. Some are stable, some are radioactive. The radioactive ones have various half-life. A half-life in chemistry is the amount of time required for half of the thing in question to decay. The stable and non-radioactive isotope of bromine used in BVO are 79 bromine and 81 bromine. Just a little nerding out. The most stable radioactive isotope of bromine is 77Br with a half-life of 57.04 hours. In contrast, iodine has several isotopes obviously, but 129 iodine has a half-life of, I think, 15.7 million years. But more commonly, there's 131 iodine, which is used in medical diagnostics and treatments, which has a half-life of 8 days. Anywho, in terms of how long bromine stays in the human body, the International Program on Chemical Safety in 1999, they mentioned bromine had been reported to be between 12 and 30 days. So that means it takes about 2 to 4 weeks for those to reduce by half. So I had to read that again, but I'm pretty sure that they're saying that it has a half-life of that amount of time. Okay, here's a little curveball. Remember I said that bromine is a natural element. Bromine is found naturally in the Earth's crust and in seawater in various chemical forms. It is an essential trace element for the development of collagen type 4 scaffolds in tissue development. That being said, you never need to supplement or take anything with added bromine. Just eat healthy, eat your roots. It's a trace element for a reason. Okay, cool. Back to BVO. US is the late runner as usual. Other countries including India, Japan, UK, European Union have fully banned BVO in their food. UK, and well, since I mentioned those, United Kingdom in 1970, India in 1990, European Union in 2008, and Japan in 2010. The bans were largely due to health concerns. Once again, bromine interfering with iodine absorption in the thyroid and the findings of bromine accumulation in human tissue. I mean, I beat it in my window, sorry. I mean, what country wants their citizens to have developmental issues? Like, how does that benefit the future of your country and its future leaders? Okay, to add on to the other study findings that I mentioned, the Center for Science in the Public Interest mentioned an animal study that found that BVO is transferred from the mother to the nursing infant, causing microscopic changes to heart cells, fatty changes to the liver, and behavioral developmental issues. Something to keep in mind. So where can you find BVO in the US, right? Fortunately, a lot of beverages have reformulated BVO out of their products since the mid 2010s, including Orange Gatorade, Crush Orange Soda, Sunkist, Pineapple Soda, Mountain Dew, Fanta, Squirt, Fresca, and Powerade. That being said, BVO is still available today in products like Sundrop, Orangette, the Great Valley brand, Stars and Stripes, which I think has been discontinued. Clover Valley may have been discontinued as well, and some other generic citrus products. It's a shame that these very low cost sodas still use BVO, and I'm sure many of you out there know both children and adults that down these things like water. They are found in low income areas, in value and dollar stores, and are just terrible for people to drink all the time. Not just that, but other products jam-packed with sugars and other crappy ingredients that can clearly and have been studied to lead to dietary and metabolic issues. So wait, FDA banned it, but products still use it? Okay, remember, FDA has not banned BVO yet. They announced plans to do so next month. The regulation that FDA made many years back authorizing the use of BVO in beverages is set to be revoked, with the rule becoming effective in August 2nd, 2024. That being said, the compliance date for this rule is 1 year after the effective date, which provides companies time to reformulate, relabel, and deplete inventory of BVO containing products. So yes, BVO can still be legally used until next month, and existing stock can legally be sold, not scrapped, but sold until next year. Oh, goodness. So the global regulatory actions against BVO reflect a growing consensus on the health risks associated with this high or long-term consumption. Surely, as several countries have dropped it entirely, why not USA and FDA? Why not before? Why now? Well, that's attributed to the different regulatory processes and the time taken to gather sufficient evidence. Aside from that, absolutely draw your own conclusions. So anyway, again, I just want to put this out there. I want to try to get this video out before tomorrow, or at least by July 4th. So that way people can be mindful of what they're purchasing. Because again, you want to get as many products or as many beverages and foods for, you know, your parties, for your outdoor stuff to celebrate Independence Day. However, you also want to be mindful of what you're getting. So like me, I don't drink soda anyway, and I don't drink like, you know, the sugar laden stuff like the fake apple juices and orange juice. I don't drink any of that stuff, but a lot of people do, especially in my city. And I know that these things are available. I've seen it. I remember seeing brominated vegetable oil in products, and I'm like, ew, that sounds disgusting. So I purposely would not drink that, like as I was a kid, you know, or like when I go to my friends' homes or whatever and I'll see that. But anyway, so again, the news probably already covered this by now, and I just wanted to put a little 2 cents in there and kind of explain what these things are, so that way you kind of know what you're reading about. That being said, there are ways to have and enjoy some fresh orange soda. Of course, you can do like the ginger bug and orange peel, which I haven't done before, so I'll put a little link here on the screen somewhere, or maybe in the description. But other than that, I would say juice some oranges, a little bit of the peel, or just, you know, dry the peel and add it after or whatever. Put in some sparkling water, sweeten it with some agave or some allulose, and voila, orange soda. So that being said, have a safe holiday and catch you in the next one. Hit up out.